Hey everyone, and welcome back to Crypto Charcha. It's episode 8 already.
Oh,
We're serving up those daily insights to keep you all ahead in the crypto game. You know how it is. But I gotta say, today's news, well, it's not exactly the kind we celebrate with Lambos and champagne. We've got a bit of a market situation to break down.
yeah, it's one of those days that kind of reminds you crypto's not exactly a relaxing stroll in the park.
Yeah, for sure.
But hey, that's what we're here for, trying to make sense of it all.
You got it. And I can't think of anyone better to have with us for this than you. All right, so let's rewind just a bit. Remember that Trump effect we were all, riding high on Bitcoin, going from like $69,374 last November to, smashing through records at $108,786 in January? It felt like, I don't know, the new administration was going to make crypto like the hottest ticket in town.
Yeah, there was definitely that feeling in the air for sure. Optimism, lots of folks were really betting big on that pro-crypto wave to keep going. But, well, the market's always got a surprise or two up its sleeve, right?
Oh, yeah. And this time it was a big one. Okay, everyone, get ready for this. March 4th, former President Trump, he kind of dropped a bomb, announces a 25% tariff on goods from Canada and Mexico.
Now, you might be thinking, what's that got to do with crypto, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's like everything's connected in this big financial web, right? And that announcement, it sent shockwaves through traditional markets first. The S&P 500 took a dive, almost 2%, and you know what happens next?
It spreads.
That fear spreads, and it spilled right over into crypto, and bam, a massive sell-off.
It was like watching dominoes fall.
Ah,
Within 24 hours, $1 billion just got, poof, wiped out in liquidations. And for those who need a refresher, a liquidation event, well, it's basically forced selling of assets when traders, they can't meet those margin requirements. Guess what? Long positions, they got absolutely hammered. 87% of those liquidations, Bitcoin. Took a nearly $300 million hit, and those altcoins, Solana, XRP, Cardano, they weren't spared either. Over $150 million in losses, just between them.
it's a pretty stark reminder, about leverage.
Mhm.
Yeah, it can make those gains huge, but it also makes the losses huge, too. And in a market where sentiment's driving everything, well, a sudden shift like this can just trigger this cascade of liquidations, and that just drives the price down even further, like a snowball.
Yeah. So it seems like that Trump effect, at least for now, it's kind of, I don't know, fizzled out. Makes you wonder, are those bigger economic forces just more powerful than political vibes when it comes to crypto? We hear all the time about crypto being a safe haven when things get rough, but this doesn't exactly line up with that story, does it?
That's the big question right now, isn't it? This whole safe haven idea, it's really being put to the test. And what's interesting is, instead of people rushing to Bitcoin as a hedge, it seems like they're reacting the same way they do with those traditional markets, selling off everything.
Almost like crypto's losing that whole uncorrelated asset status, becoming more, I don't know, tangled up with the traditional financial world. Okay, so we've got this market going haywire, Trump effect, maybe going up in smoke. What now? Where do we even go from here? I'm seeing a lot of, worried comments, questions. What do you say to the folks out there who are feeling, I don't know, a little bit shaken up by all of this?
Well, first things first, it makes sense to feel that way, right?
For sure.
I mean, this is a volatile market. Sudden shifts like this, they can definitely be unnerving. But before anyone goes hitting that panic sell button, let's take a breath. Step back and really break down what's going on and, more importantly, how we can navigate through it.
Right, okay. Everyone take a deep breath. Let's dive deeper into all of this and figure out what our next move should be. If you're with us on this, hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss our daily dose of, crypto wisdom.
So yeah, this whole situation might look like a mess, but there are some valuable lessons we can take away from it. First off, I think this really highlights how important it is to stay informed. We've got to go beyond just the headlines. We need to understand what's really going on, both in the crypto market and in the global economy, too.
Absolutely. Knowledge is power, right?
Right.
Especially in a market as fast-moving as crypto. But there's so much information out there, it can be tough to sort through it all. How can our listeners, how can they cut through the noise and find those real nuggets of insight?
That's where critical thinking comes in. We can't just, blindly follow the hype or freak out when things get a little scary. We've got to analyze the information, think about different points of view, and come to our own conclusions.
Love that. Don't be a sheep.
Right.
Think for yourself, do your own research, really understand what's happening.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to question things, even the stuff everyone seems to believe. Crypto's always changing, so being curious and adaptable, that's key.
Okay, so stay informed, think critically, Be adaptable, got it.
Yeah.
But what about, like, the practical stuff? What can our listeners actually do to protect themselves and maybe even, find some opportunity in all of this?
Risk management, that's the big one. Always important in crypto, but now, even more so. You got to know how much risk you're comfortable with and make sure your portfolio matches that. Maybe it's time to take another look at your trading strategies, think about some more conservative approaches, or even look at different types of assets altogether.
Don't put all your eggs in one basket, right?
Yeah.
Diversification. And it's not just about avoiding those losses either. It's about spotting those opportunities. Like Warren Buffett said, be fearful when others are greedy and greedy when others are fearful.
Exactly. This whole shakeup, it might scare some folks away, but for those who are prepared, who are informed, well, there could be some really interesting opportunities here.
So stay informed, manage your risk, and keep an eye out for those hidden gems. We're going to dig deeper into specific strategies and advice in a bit. But first, let's hear from you all. What are your biggest concerns right now? What are you doing to adapt to this market shift? Let's talk about it in the comments below. And hey, while you're down there, smash that like button and share this video with your crypto friends. Let's spread the knowledge, help each other out. We'll be back in a flash with more insights and analysis. Stay tuned.
This whole thing, it really kind of throws a wrench in that whole idea of crypto being this, isolated bubble,
Yeah.
separate from the real world.
Yeah, it's definitely a wake-up call for anyone who thought crypto was just off doing its own thing.
Exactly. And it shows just how connected everything really is,
Yeah.
Global economics, political stuff, even those social trends, they all kind of play a part in shaping the crypto landscape.
Yeah, it's like we're watching that butterfly effect in action, right? Like a terrorist over in Washington causing a crypto earthquake on the other side of the world.
Exactly. And this being connected like this, it's something we got to be aware of as, crypto traders, enthusiasts. What happens on Wall Street, it doesn't just stay there anymore. It, ripples out, and crypto's riding those waves.
So what does all this mean for, everyone listening who's trying to figure out what's going on and find their footing?
Well, I think the first thing to remember is uncertainty. It's just part of the game with crypto, right?
Yeah.
It's volatile. That's its nature. And that volatility, well, it can create opportunities just as much as it creates challenges.
Right, so embrace the volatility, the ups and downs, the wild ride that crypto is, right?
Exactly. But embracing that volatility doesn't mean throwing caution to the wind, right? This is where that risk management we talked about comes in. Diversifying your portfolio, that's huge. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Explore those different crypto assets. Look at stable coins, maybe even some traditional investments to balance things out.
Spread the love, spread the risk. Got it. Anything else we should be doing to, weather this storm?
I think one of the biggest traps in a market like this volatile, is emotional trading, Fear and greed, they're powerful motivators, but they can make you do impulsive things. And that can really hurt your portfolio over time.
Yeah, FOMO, that fear of missing out, it's a real thing. Easy to get caught up in the hype and make those quick decisions, especially when you see everyone else, seemingly doing great and your portfolio is taking a hit.
Exactly. So take a breath, step away from those charts for a minute, and try to think clearly about your trading decisions. Ask yourself, am I doing this out of fear or greed, or am I making a rational decision based on, my goals and my risk tolerance?
Yeah, sometimes the best move is no move at all. Just ride it out and wait for things to settle down.
Patience is a virtue, especially in crypto. This is a long game, and those short-term swings, they shouldn't derail your long-term vision. And remember, never invest more than you can afford to lose. That's rule number one, especially with something as volatile as crypto.
Absolutely. Risk management and that long-term perspective, those are key. Now, I know we've thrown a lot of information at you all today. It can be a lot to take in, but remember, you're not alone in this.
That's where the community comes in, right? Don't try to go it alone. Talk to other traders. Jump into those online forums. Share what you're thinking, what you're worried about. Learn from each other's experiences.
Absolutely. The crypto community is amazing, full of passionate, knowledgeable people who are always willing to lend a hand. Sharing info, supporting each other, having those open discussions, that's how we navigate this whole wild world of crypto. And hey, we want to hear from you. What are those big questions on your mind? What strategies are you using to handle all this market craziness? Let us know in the comments below. And while you're there, you know the drill.
Yeah.
Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our daily dose of Crypto Charcha.
Right. We're your crypto buddies. Here to guide you through this, exciting, sometimes scary, always interesting world of crypto.
Oh, sure.
We'll keep breaking down that latest news, doing those deep dives, giving you those insights to help you out on your crypto journey.
So, what's the big takeaway from today's deep dive? What do you think?
Well, I think this whole situation, it really raises a big question, like what does this tell us about um, how global economics and the crypto market, how they're going to work together in the future?
Hmm.
Are we going to see more of these like ripple effects? Will crypto eventually do its own thing separate from those traditional markets, or will it always be kind of, tied to those outside forces?
That's the big question, isn't it? And it's one we'll keep exploring right here on Crypto Charcha. So stay tuned, keep those comments coming, and let's figure this whole crypto puzzle out together. Until next time, everyone, happy trading.